Okay, so I'm starting over. I'm gonna just go ahead and start over. It's okay. It's cool. Um, Modern Witch deck, the Thoth Tarot deck, and the Mystic Rebel Oracle deck are all the decks I'm using here. At the bottom, for this reading, we have the Star card, which is representative of Aquarius, being a solo star, solo dolo, hopes, dreams, healing, as well in getting in touch with the higher perspective or the higher self, the higher you. And that's going to be our mission with this Earth trine that's coming with the moon in Capricorn. So here, starting with the Emperor, this is Aries energy. You do want to ask yourself, are you in control or are you giving your control away? And the only way we can definitely go through the details of that with this Virgo sun is by looking at the thoughts that we hold, the thoughts that we repeat over and over, and how we are taking action on those thoughts. Here we have Venus and Aries with the Art and Hierophant cards. Two majors, just like this major here. So when it comes to when we finally get to take our break and chill, or maybe you feel like you can't really take a break and chill right now because you weren't able to put in the type of work you wanted to, and if you have, then you get to look back on what you invented and how did it pan out and work for you, and then being a source of guidance for others as they're going through their transition and transformations on following this path to their unique self and understanding who they are. Here we have the King of Wands with the Nine of Wands, Seven of Discs, and the Two of Cups. So this is about us taking action with this moon in Capricorn and the Earth trine for Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And here we are taking action on things that we were destined to do. We could have gotten sidetracked by other people, opinions, other people thoughts and things about what we should be doing. However, the 9 here tells us that we have the wisdom already instilled in us. So if we look back on the year thus far, what wisdom have you acquired so far from within your own personal experiences of being who you are and being true to yourself? And what symbolism or clues did you pick up during that process while we were at a standstill, or when you were being blocked, or when you were feeling like you were caged? What part of you made you spark? With this Taurus energy, Uranus is in Taurus. What sparks came out of you? What were you inspired to do while you were cooped up and your environment was kind of caving in on you? What did you have the innate ability to want to start doing that you know is a part of who you are, your own personal power? And are you satisfied or are you dissatisfied with how things have turned out for you so far? So with the first house being Virgo and Mercury also being in, the Sun and Mercury are already close as is. So that energy of Virgoing, being analytical, analyzing things, and being more into what routines do you have? Are they healthy for you? Are you eating good? Are you exercising? Are you drinking water? Are you reading? Are you taking in new information to get you where you want to go? How are you practicalizing being the boss in your life? With the moon in Capricorn, with Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter being fifth house to Virgo, how have you made use in the world? Taking your emotions out of it. You're taking out the over emotional aspects of it. With the moon being in Capricorn, it has to work really hard. It has to work hard to produce genuine emotions sometimes because, Cancer is very sensitive in its home The moon is home in Cancer and exalted in Taurus. So giving out emotional expressions or expressing emotional comfort or discomfort is very easy when it's there in home and exaltation. But when it's at work in Capricorn, you have to work to manage your emotions if things didn't go your way or if things are going your way. How do you manage your emotions when it comes to who you are in the world? Have you discovered the true happiness that lies, fifth house, in your creativity, your personal creativity that no one else has? Leo is a personal sign. Like the first 6 signs of the wheel are about you developing yourself. And in the fifth house, this is about you developing your creativity now that you know who you are, Aries energy. So now that you know who you are, and we are practicalizing who you are, and making it better, what have you learned in expressing that on a public forum or trying to express that on a public forum? The work that you do in the world, your public persona, how is that ego or that status that you made being shared in the world? Is it your personal inventiveness and your own transformational powers? Or are you allowing someone else to boss you around and tell you how to practicalize what they want you to do? You don't know who you are, therefore you have no fruit to bear this season. And now you have to go back to the drawing board and create something else that is who you are and is about growing in experience of who you are on a power level, and sharing those stories or that wisdom that you've acquired in your spirit, your spiritual experiences with others. The Hierophant is about being a teacher or seeking a teacher. We're all students in this life. Of course, we are learning something, but being open to experiences to know more about who you are and your power gives you the greatest strength here, because then you won't have to be bossed around by someone else. You will be the boss of your own life. You will be in control of your own life, and you get to share your experiences with others who are going through something that you've already been through and you've championed through as well. So this fifth house moon with the Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter all being there, we will have to work at, facing, what type of status we've made for ourselves. And it doesn't have to be about money, cars, and clothes, and hoes, and all that other bullshit. Because at the end of the day, there are things that we are attached to that will have to, that will have to be taken from us if we haven't let it go already. And we're gonna get hit with maybe an intuitive hit or an upgrade or something with that Uranus and Taurus being in the 9th house of Sagittarian energy or Jupiter energy, where we have to feel and see the true experience, being 9th house to Virgo. We have to get that enlightening message. That unexpected accident, that unexpected message is going to come through to us to remind us, if we are on course, good job. If you're not on course, you're in for a rude awakening. And all awakenings, some might be nice, some might be rude, but you should always be prepared for it, especially during this transit here with this Earth trine. And Uranus and Taurus in the 9th house is just telling us that, did you learn how to be yourself? Did you learn how to expand in who you are already? And we have the King of Wands here with the 9 of Wands, the 7 of Discs, and the 2 of Cups. So if you haven't been on your game and enterprising who you are and what that means to you in the world, this is the time to get in jumping on that, like, quickly. You want to hurry up and go ahead and start taking action. And we have the wisdom of our experiences so far to let us know with these clues if we're satisfied or we're dissatisfied with how things have turned out. If you are dissatisfied, it's time to take action. If you are satisfied, then you will remain in whatever power you have, and you won't have to worry about any physical changes taking place in your life because you've already prepared your spirit to deal with the disciplinary actions that come with being exactly who you are. And some people they don't want to own who they are. You know, they don't want to own their individuality as the star card, you know, owning who you are and spreading the knowledge, or being willing to receive the knowledge of who you are so that you can become a better person in the world. And it's not better person as far as just, you know, oh, I, you know, feed the homeless and I take care of my kids and all that stuff. It's deeper than that. Because on a spiritual level, you know, what you think is what you become. How you think and feel about yourself is what will be manifested. And with all of these earth signs being in a fire house, and that we're experiencing all together collectively with the sun, unconsciously with the moon, and then on the environment level with Uranus at play, there's no way out of facing facts, facing the hardcore truth that this life isn't what you want it to be and you need to change it, or the life you created is what you want it to be and it's only going to get better. Now, me personally, I believe that, you know, everything that happens is for the greater purpose of us, even if we make a mistake, and that's even quote unquote ish. You know, you either make a decision and it gets you where you need to be by listening to your intuition quicker, or you make a choice that, you know, intuitively was not the best, but you learn your lessons. You learned lessons about what steps you did take and how it panned out for you. And if it wasn't for the best, then now you know what to avoid. You now know the hidden clues and secret messages of the decisions that you made, and taking a look back at that, how it satisfied and how it dissatisfied you, so you know how to move forward in the future with enterprising whatever business or proposition you would like to make for yourself. So the oracle that we got to follow what makes you happy. You know, finding out who you are is the bottom line of what's going to make you happy. Because once you know who you are and not what you, so much as what you are, you know, what we are can be easily taken from us. Expand your perspective. Be open to another life other than the one you've always known, because Saturn, Capricorn, does deal with, you know, overcoming fears, the devil. We definitely want to expand our perspective and understand that everything is not about fear. Everything is not about worst case scenario. It's worst case scenario. Sometimes we can feel very comfortable, you know, Cancer energy. We can be very comfortable with the way things are, but that Capricorn energy is pushing you out of your comfort zone and into a more disciplined way to showcase your talents and gifts that are instilled in you and made for you to use for a reason. And therefore, we have the last card, of course, is inspired idea. So, if you haven't had one already, the Uranus and Taurus is definitely going to give you one. And it may be a cash cow. Ching ching. Shout out to Hawthorne. It may be a cash cow inspired idea, or it can just be an idea to get you on track and prepare for the fall season, where, you know, we have to deal with the other side of us. It's time to face the other side of us. So let's definitely get to practicalizing as much as possible. Don't overanalyze. Don't overwork your brain and become stressed out. That's definitely, you know, not the message here, especially with this Four of Wands. We definitely don't want to overwork ourselves, but we do want to be realistic, you know, Earth energy. We do want to be realistic about what it is that's going to make us happy, and expanding on that and allowing ourselves to come to an inspired idea. All right, and that's my message for this grand Earth trine that will be taking place during the moon in Capricorn. I definitely advise you to, you know, I have some tough days sometimes when the moon is in Capricorn, but I just know on a authentic spiritual level that, I'm just going through my emotional, roller coaster while that transit is happening, because there are things that I really wanted to do that I didn't take action on. And I got to own that and not let my insecurities get the best of me. And Virgo energy can let its insecurities get the better of them because they want to do and be better. And it comes from healing too. So we want to allow ourselves to heal the situation as much as possible. And that can be done in many of ways. But definitely get more in touch with grounding the reality that you truly, truly see for yourself. True. It has to be authentic, It has to be authentic because, Ten of Swords here, it's something has to come to an end that has nothing to do with you being true to yourself. And like I was saying, the Tower moment is coming. Like, it's going to be a Tower moment somehow, some way. There's going to be an unexpected change, and do your best to love yourself through it by being in tune with who you are, not what you are. Money, cars, fame, a job, even people do not make you who you are. You being you makes who you are, And as a community, we are going to be more focused on that in the coming future, especially people who are awakened already. We're already, hip to it, but, we have to use our experiences to teach others that, the ways of the world and how it's been so far is coming to a complete end, especially when the Saturn moves into Aquarius. Things are going to change, and the way we used to communicate is going to be different because it has to be. And this might look a little scary, but it's not as bad as it may seem. Things have to happen in order for change to occur. So let the change occur. Love yourself through it. Understand it's for the better. And also understand you have to be responsible for yourself. And that's what also Capricorn energy is about. Being responsible for what you create and put out into the world. Social media included. Be responsible for what you display and what you put out into the universe, because it's going to come back and collect. Okay? Whatever words you put out, they do come back. And you want the words and your thoughts to express what it is that you truly seek, and not some just made up scenario in your head that you had no intention on really acting on. Okay? So be authentic. Be true to yourself, regardless of what anyone else says. We're all the same, but we're all individuals. We all go through, our initiations. We all get initiated. Okay? All right. Peace.